Hello and welcome to your next session. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there and safe. In this session we're going to deal with holding. We're going to take a closer look at holding. What is holding? The National Federation defines holding as holding occurs when an offensive player, not the runner, uses his hands, arms, or legs to hook, lock, clamp, grasp, encircle, or hold in an effort to restrain an opponent. You may think, that's kind of vague. Why are we, how can I call holding off that definition? Well, here's a good saying that I picked up somewhere. I don't remember where I got it. When you're teaching the rules, it's hard to teach what a rule is and how you want it called. It's all a matter of judgment. And that's what we're out there for. Know the rules, know the mechanics, and then if we're in place and we know the rules and we have a good feel for the game, which is key, then our judgment should be very good. And when you're dealing with holding, there's a lot of philosophical debates on what holding is and what to call and how to call it. So let's look at a few. Do not call holding away from the point of attack. That's true. Most of the time, away from the point of attack, you really don't want to call holding. But if you have a really skilled defender, say that defender who's going to a Power 5 conference, he's coming off of the edge, he's got 4 speed, whatever, off the edge, and the guy just grabs him and pulls him down to the ground. Could he have made that tackle? Could he have not made that tackle? That's where your judgment comes into play there. Do not call holding on a double team. For the most part, this is true. Double teams, if they're using 2 guys to block 1 defender, you give them a little leeway. But if he breaks that double team, splits the middle, and then one of the guys just grabs him, pulls him to the ground, then you have to get that. If it's still at the point of attack, we'll talk about that later. Holding should be called even if the held player makes the tackle. I really don't agree with that most of the time. To me, if that guy makes the tackle in the backfield or to the line of scrimmage, then they didn't really hold him very well, in my opinion. Then there's it's a foul on B if you're offset, blah, blah, blah. To me, that's here or there. I think if the guy who's being held makes the tackle, how well did he get held? I think you just have to look at that. But again, that is judgment. That's a judgment call. Really, do you want to inject yourself in the game here? The guy who you're calling holding on, the guy who was holding makes the tackle. So, to me, that would be hard to sell. So let's talk about a few tips and techniques that I've come across through the years and found in books and different things. Bad feet. If the feet are beat, look for grabs and restrictions. I think that's a good tip to remember. If that guy's feet are beat and he's grabbing and pulling back, you probably got him if he meets the other criteria. Runner gains an advantage on a restriction. Very true. Could be just a quick grab by somebody who's right at the corner, and the runner makes that key turn right there and breaks away, and as a guy just grabs a guy and pulls him back where he could have made the tackle. That's a good tip. Be consistent. I don't know how many times I've heard that. We all want to be consistent, and that goes back to knowing what to call, when to call it, and having good judgment. Don't be too technical. I think that's key also. Don't be one of those guys who's like, well, this is, just what I'm talking about. Don't be too technical. You want to make these things big. You want them at a point of attack. Let's go on. We'll talk about that further. Every time that you throw your flag, you're injecting yourself in the game. Personally, every time I call holding, it's got to be big. It's got to be point of attack. Let's go to the next slide and talk about progressions to a foul. So easy progressions to a foul. 1, is there restriction? That's key. Is there some kind of restriction? 2, is it at the point of attack? And is the person being restricted, does he have a legitimate shot of making a play? So first two things: is a restriction? Got to have a restriction. Is it at the point of attack? And the guy who's being held, does he have a legitimate shot of making the tackle, making the play? One more. 3, is there an advantage gained? So here's 3 quick tips that once you kind of get them in your head, if I had all 3 of these, I've got somebody grabbing whatever. Did I have all 3 of these? Did I have a restriction? Was it at the point of attack? And did the person who was being restricted, did he have a legitimate shot of making the play? And was there an advantage gained? You know, if you got 1 and 2, and the guy gets tackled 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, was there an advantage? Probably not. A few other tips. Don't be in a hurry. Just like baseball, you take your time. Take a second before you make that call. See it, react. Don't be in a rush to do that. You have a center holding the nose guard, and then the quarterback falls on his butt. You got a flag on the ground. Was there an advantage gained? No. If the center snaps the ball and he grabs the guy and pulls him to the ground, but the center and the quarterback trips over his own feet and has got a 4 or 5 yard loss, do you really want to throw holding here? I don't see any kind of advantage gained there. Plays over with. That's why you don't want to be in a hurry. And be patient. There's no hurry. It's not a dead ball foul. There's no hurry to throw your flag here. Make sure you got what you got. Categories. I think if we break it down, if you call holding, you got to know there's several categories we're going to talk about in the next slide that breaks holding down. It should be, every call you have for holding should be in one of the following categories. Here's another good saying that I picked up. Good judgment comes from being able to break down what you saw and break it down exactly what you're looking at. Let me repeat this. Good judgment comes from being able to break down what exactly you're looking at. So if you know the categories, if you go through the progressions we had before, a couple of slides before, we talked about, was a restriction? Was it at the point of attack? Did the person who was restricted, did he have a legitimate shot to make the play? And then was there an advantage gained? This is part of good judgment, knowing exactly what you're looking at. So let's talk about categories. Categories of holding. Tackle. Pretty simple. Guy just grabs the guy, takes him to the ground. Takedown. Basically grabbing him and pulling him straight to the ground. The pullover. You don't see this much anymore. You used to see this a lot. You'll see these on punt plays. A lot of times, especially when you've got, maybe up backs who are smaller guys or whatever. You used to see this a lot before we had the protection for the center, because this a lot of times the center will be number 8 or number 7. He'll come back because he's a good snapper of the ball. And what used to happen in 70s and 80s, before we had all the protection for the center on these long snaps, was that guy, they'd line the big guy up on the center. This little guy would snap the ball, and all he'd do is when he got bull rush, he'd just grab the guy and pull him straight down on top of him. That's a pullover. You don't see that one much anymore. Hook and restrict. Hooks the guy's arm, hooks him around. We'll look at some video here in a minute and see that. Grab and restrict. This is probably one of the ones you'll see more than anything. Jerk and restrict. Straight jerk. Usually when it's jerk and restrict, he's jerking him straight down to the ground. And again, video is the key to learning what a good holding call is and what a bad holding call is. When I can't say this enough, when you go back and look at your game film, most of you, I would say 90-something% of us now have access to our game videos on Huddle. When you go back and look at your game videos, even if you're doing a review from last year or whatever, you're getting ready for the week ahead, it's key when you look at your fouls. You need to categorize your fouls. What kind of I had holding here. Okay, what kind of holding was it? Was it grab and restrict? Was it hook and restrict? Was it pull down? Whatever category that we're talking about, we need to make sure that we can categorize all our fouls. If you can't categorize the foul, you probably wasn't a foul. All right, let's go through some video and look at some holding calls. Some that we compiled. Right here, 63. Look at his arm right here inside. We got a sweep to this side. Let's go through it. Oh, let's see, we're at point of attack, right? We got restriction. We have restriction. It's at the point of attack. Let's see if there's an advantage gained. I would say yes. Good holding call here. Play it back one more time. We have restriction. Looks like a hook. Turns him around. Point of attack, makes a cut, gets about a 6-yard gain off of the play. And we got a flag. If you notice, the referee was in good position. He was looking at his keys there. Followed his progression through the play. So this is a tip. Referee's looking here. Then as the play takes him this way, he's looking inside on this corner. He's probably the only guy that can get that right there. He's got a good view of it. It's a good call. We'll look at the wide view first. We'll get a holding call up here at the top. It's on this wide out right up here. From this view, I do not agree with this call at all. He's got a good block there. He's got a little hands on the inside, but they're controlling each other. He's driving him downfield. I don't see any restriction enough to call holding. I don't see any, I don't see enough here. Don't agree with this call. Let's take a closer look at it. Both hands on the inside, they're kind of playing with each other, driving him forward. He's got a good block there. This guy right here, I don't see any kind of enough for a holding call. He's controlling his player, controlling the defender, pushing him back. His feet weren't beat. Don't agree with that call there at all. Let's look at this big tackle who's driving his guy downfield. This guy right here. Good block. He's got good feet. Was there restriction enough there to call holding? It's a good block to right here. And then his feet are beat, and we got to grab and restrict right there. He never let him go. Should have got a holding call right here. Watch this guy right here. It's good. Now it's not a good block. Right there at that point. See the restriction on the inside? This guy's got to get this, or the referee's got to get this. Although, I'll give the referee a little blank. There's a lot of people right here. Yeah, that should have been a holding call right there. Let's look at the offside guy right here. Far side. Speedy defensive end. The guy just grabs him and takes him to the ground. Good discussion play. We'll go back. Sorry. I thought I had another view of that. Just grabs him and takes him to the ground. Right there. Would he have made the tackle? he hadn't have grabbed him, would he have gotten him from the backside? Probably not. Not at that point. I mean, I had like a 1 yard gain also. That would be one of those calls, one of those plays where I would, if I was the judge on this side, the offside judge, I'd say, hey, keep your hands on the inside. I'm watching you. I think that would be a talking to. Kickoffs. Guys who are in the middle of the field, remember our zones. This guy's got this area. Referees looking at blocks in this area up here in front of he's got the runner. We got the other officials coming downfield here, then we got the umpire coming in the middle. We also, in a 7-man crew, we have a back judge coming in the middle. Watch this guy right here. He's trying to make a break on him, grabs him, and just pulls him to the ground and bull rushes into the ground. Do we have an advantage gained here? This guy's been taken completely out of the play. Here's one of those fouls where you're going to wait. If he catches this ball right here, and he's tackled in this area right here, did this hold have anything to do with the play? No, did not. But as he breaks that tackle, this guy's been held, still on the ground. Now we got to have a flag on the play. This is an advantage. At this point, this is where the advantage was gained. Again, if he's tackled in this area right here, we've got a hold on this point right here. At this point, we got a flag down. The play progression dictated that call. Let's take a look at the end zone view here. I think we may have had a little bit of a false start. I think this guy jumped early. We missed that. Good blocks. At this point, what do we have right here? We got a hook. He's coming straight up the middle. He's hooked him. We got to have a flag on the play right here. That's a hook and restrict. If he didn't hook him at this point right here, his feet are beat. He's made that inside move. We got to get this. He would have had a straight shot at that quarterback. Got to get that. Same play. Another end zone view. Good blocks here. Another hook right here. Here's why you wanted to wait. Did this restriction dictate whether he had a chance to make the play? When he turned, I think you leave that one alone. He's got good feet. Quarterback runs to the inside. Then he turns on him. I don't think we have enough for a holding call there. It's a good no call. Let's look at this block right here. Does he grab his legs as he's falling? Did he put his hands out and grab his leg, pull him down? Looks like it. So he put his hands on his legs and pulled him, grabbed him, tripped him up. Where's this continuation of the block? Tough call. I would have left that one alone too. I look at that a couple of times. I think I would leave this alone too. He's falling down, continuation of the block, falls down and trips up, and no real grab or restrict there. If you notice, running quarterbacks make it even harder to call holding. Where's the advantage? Where's the point of attack? When scrambling around back there. Stay with your keys. Same play. Got another look. Another view of that block. Puts his hands on him. Kind of trips him up with his hands as he's falling down. I'd still leave that alone. Not enough there for me to make a holding call. And it wouldn't be a block below the waist because the continuation of his block, it started above his waist. He never broke contact, so it's not a blocking below the waist either. Kickoffs. Mass confusion. Oh, what do we have here? Right here. You got a block. He grabs him, pulls him to the ground. At this point right here, he's gained an advantage. We got to have a flag on the play. We have restriction. It was at the point of attack. Right now, it's at the point of attack. When he makes his block over here, when he makes his run right here to this area, it's at the point of attack then. That's how the play progressed. And definitely an advantage gained. If he's tackled back here, this is nothing. But when he makes that run to this way, we got to have a flag on the play. Definitely good call right here by the swing official. And I think we got another flag back here by the deep judge. Just got to get that. That's a spot foul, so we need to try to get our flags close to where the spot of the foul was. If we don't get them there, we can always move it after the play. End zone view of the same play. Again, if he's tackled in this area, this holding up here is nothing. But when he makes that block, when he makes that turn, this becomes the point of attack. There's an advantage gained. Good call. Same play. Pitch up and smear at that point. Let's look at it from the end zone. Good blocks right there. Oh, we got a takedown right here. Guy made an inside move right here. His feet are beat. Looks like he hooks him and trips him. Definitely a holding call right there. Should have been made. This is easy for me to say, you know, later on and looking at it in slow motion. But this guy right here, this is actually the referee should be looking at this. He's got the wide view. He's got the quarterback. He's looking here. He's got the wide view. At this point, he should be in his cone of vision when this guy starts making this run, and this guy just tackles this guy, takes him to the ground. Let's see if we can see that better in this other view. Right here. So he just hooks him, takes him to the ground. That's a hold. Everything else is irrelevant at this point. He could have made the play. Even though the ball's batted around, it's tipped by B at this point. So it's kind of pitch up and smear. One more look. Inside move, takes him to the ground. Ball's tipped by the defense, and then it's pitch up and smear. Those are always fun plays. We have another inside move here. Our tackle here, he's getting beat on the play. Looks like the same guy. Same play, I'm sorry. Let's move to the next play. Didn't see anything there the first run through. Got a good slide. End zone view. Everybody's feet are good at that point. Got a double team here. Is he breaking the double team? I don't think anything there with a double team. Tackle on this side. His feet aren't beat. He's pushing to the ground. I think that's a good block there. Main contact. Pushing the ground on the side. Nothing there. Let's look at this guy on this side. What do we have here? Good block, good block, good block. Don't see anything there. Everything looked good there. I don't think there's any kind of holding that I would call on this play. See if we have this in the end zone view. We're good here. Got a double team in the middle. 43's picking up the defensive end on this side. Let's see if he's got anything. It should be right in the referee's wheelhouse. He's got the look through at the quarterback. Nothing there. Maybe a little bit of a grab after he's gone. I don't think he'd have an opportunity to make the play. I think that's a good leave this one alone. Maybe grabs him right there a little bit. A little blurry. Can't really tell if he grabs him or not. We do have a little bit of a grab here by the tackle. I don't think there's enough there to call holding. It's one of those plays I just leave it alone. In this view, I don't see anything. Back comes across. Looks like he just kind of grabs the guy and pulls him to the ground. Was there an advantage gained there? I don't think there's enough there. I don't think it's really at the point of attack where that guy would have made any difference. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a 1-yard play. I think I would just tell 43 to keep his hands in. So you see him coming across here. Got inside him. I don't see any, I can't tell from grabs or anything like that. I would just talk, that would be a talking to. Don't see anything there. Good. Got a little bit of a double team. Does he grab him here? Not enough there. Not enough restriction. He may have grabbed him as he went through, but still, he's right there to make the play. I don't see any kind of advantage gained there. right, let's look at a few more. Different game. .34 right here. Arm out, hook, point of attack. Did he have the opportunity to make the play? Yes, he did. Hook and restrict. Should have got that. Definitely a hook and restrict. See it again from a far away view. He's taking that inside move. If he didn't hook him right there, point of attack, got restriction. So that's point of attack. Could have had the opportunity to make the play. Should have got that. That's just straight hook and restrict. Definitely the referee's call right there. Let's run this back a little bit. I think we're all good right up in here. Second level blocks right here. We're okay right now. Now we got to grab and restrict. See how the play progressed? We were good right here, but then he makes his key block on this linebacker right here, grabs him, pulls him back. Good call by the umpire. See, I'm okay with the block at this point. At this point, I'm okay with this block. As the play progresses, this becomes the point of attack. Then he grabs him and pulls him back. It's a good call by the umpire. Calls back a touchdown, but it's there. It's a wide view of the same play. See right here. Good, good, bad. End zone view of the same play. Watch the point of attack right there. Got an inside grab. Point of attack. Ball carrier's right here. Makes a key cut right there. I think we may have moved a little early here. See everybody moving. It's up to center. Did 71 make a 71 had a hold right here? I don't think so. I think he had a control. It was a good block. He stayed in front. He had good feet. Let's watch 71 here. Well, he kind of had his hands on the outside. See the way he grabs his hands? Can't grab on the outside. So he's got his hands on the outside. This is point of attack right here. He's going right through this hole. And he just grabs him and turns him around. Definitely a grab and restrict. Hard to tell from that view right there. I don't like to guess on these things. Let's take a look at this play, see if I can tell. You got a pull and guard. Point of attack is on this side. So at this point, I don't care what they're doing over here. All the action's over here. We'll see what we have. He kind of just catches him with the block. They're both holding each other here. When they're both grabbing each other like this is nothing. Makes a cut on the inside. I'd leave that alone. view, I don't see anything that I would call here. Let's look a little closer. Double team that this guy catches this guy right here. Watch him catch him. Hooks him and then takes him to the ground. Right at point of attack. See if we got a better view of it right here. You got a double team at this point, then this guy's going to shoot the line. Shoot the, he just puts his arm out right here and hooks him. Turns him around. Could he have had an opportunity to make the play? We have restriction. That's the point of attack. Could he have had an opportunity to make the play? Definitely. He hooks him and turns him around, takes him out of the play, and 2 makes a cut off of it. I think that definitely should be a hook and restrict. You may say, well, he didn't get many yards, but that's definitely a hook and restrict. Again, see that hook right here? Takes him right out of the play. Gets about 2 or 3 yards. Still, that's a holding. Should be a holding call. Punt's always fun. Gets the ball away. I do not see anything here. We got some grabbing right here. Leave it alone. He gets past him. They grab each other, take each other out of the play. I would just leave that alone. That's something the umpire uses his voice at. Hey, leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone. Watch your hands. Did it make any difference in the play? No, it did not. Hook and turn. All right, we're repeating ourselves again. All right, I hope everybody enjoyed this video, got something out of it. You can leave your comments at the bottom. The test is supposed to be included in this video. I'm not going to give you a test. I would just like your comments at the bottom on this video. Let me know what you think. If you agree, you disagree. If you disagree, please let me know why. We can talk about it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your sessions. Hope you get something out of this online playoff educational opportunity, is what we're calling them this year. And everybody stay safe. Thank you.